cool. Yeah, sorry guys, we have to do this again. I know recorded. So yeah, right. So, yeah. So we are going to start this saying select and our column names now, right? So what do we have? The column names here. So we can print this column name. Sorry, what I'm doing. So inside the string, I have the column name, and now I need to say what my from close is, because that's what all gonna come from this. So I can now have my, no, sorry, this is actually, oh, what happened there? Um, I'm thinking, yes, okay, so this, I can, yeah, so yeah, to access the where bit I'm sending here should be the from clause. So I'll need to store it now to access it, to print it. So let's create this as, I mean, the from clause. Yeah. And then I can say now the from clause is equal to the where I'm sending. No, sorry. No, sorry. No. Same trick. Yeah. Because the from clause is an object, I have created it, store it here. But at the same time, because it's an extension function on this, a lambda extension, I can apply the where on it, because, yeah, the receiver is this object, no? So the receiver is now this object. So I can apply this lambda on it, same as what we did here. Yeah. So now we are going inside to do the same thing here, because we are putting this function, which is this one, which gives us a lambda extension, and we're applying that on it, right? So far so good. And then what else do we need to do now? So yes, so this is the condition. So this is the condition, no? Sorry. So I'm getting confused as well. So condition, we need to get this in here, because that takes a string. This one I'm talking about. That's still red, no? So we need a condition. Actually, that is a string. Yeah. And when that comes in, we can say, yes, this, now we can override the toString. So now this will be, let's create a where clause now, because I want to pass this condition into this and print that bit. So now let's say condition will be a where clause. I'm just trying to apply the same throughout, so where clause will become another class. And then let this take a condition. Yeah. And then I have this, and I can override the toString here, which is going to just print my condition, right? Which is now it should say, yeah, and after where my condition. Right, cool. So here also we need a latent. Condition of where clause takes a string. So I can pass this. What's wrong here? Required string found where clause. Huh? Where clause takes a string. Where clause. What is the problem here? Yeah, we have written a class where close takes a condition as a string, and we print that. So here, this is our where close we're creating because this is a where close.
I think we need that apply.
But then we're not applying any function here though. The lambda here. We just want to get to the last bit, which is to print this. No, we yeah, because we're done with I mean coming inside. We are here for the where. Yeah, that's what we are exactly doing here. So we just want to pass a string here to print it when this class is created. Yeah, and it's not returning anything too. So we don't need to return anything. But what's the problem? What's the problem? Yeah.
There's other class. I mean, selected close class has a parameter argument from close. No, not that one. No, that one.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, yeah, this is where we're calling that function because of
condition.
Yeah.
Should be as a use as a parameter argument.
I think the var name and the parameter name are same.
This one?
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm creating this class. Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah, that's right.
Maybe this is not taking anything, so we don't need those brackets. That's fine. Maybe because of its confusion with the yeah, it's confused with this condition, guys. Come on. Yeah, you see this? They're both condition called, right? Now this is a string and this is a where clause, so it's confusing.
Same name,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, let's say this. Let's call this as where clause now. Then why not? That's our where clause. So the where clause is this. Yeah, yeah. We pass the condition string into this. Yeah. It was confusing with that with the same names, right? Cool.
Yeah.
So far so good. But then what are we printing so far? So we need to print the where clause as well. So the where clause condition is printed here, but then whatever this bring in here, this is the from clause. So yeah, so we're missing the from bit now. Yeah. So we can now say from of course the where clause, but then from how are we going to print the table name? That's what we need to pass it into this, so that we can get it here. No. So I can say private val, of course, private val table name, which is a string. And I can now use this here, table name, and then we carry on to go here to get the last bit where. Yeah. So yeah, of course, we need to pass the table name into this. Yeah. Yeah. So everything is now fine. So let's run this and see whether we see the println. So yeah, so we have this. Yeah, so we are starting with this function select. Takes into just to check in everything is fine. We pass in a column string and a lambda, of course. This is that lambda, which is a select close extension lambda. So this is a receiver object coming in as select close, and from is getting called on the select close object. This is that call, the from call. The from call call with a table name, a string, and same technique as in passing a lambda, because this is its lambda here, which the receiver object here is the from clause, which is why this is a lambda extension. And then if you bring in the from clause, I can call a method where on it. So that's the from clause where method. And where method just pass the string into another object, which is where clause, and print. Yeah. Do we think this will print this? What do you think? Are you guys happy, or are you guys seeing that any problems anywhere? Why don't we run it and see, isn't it?
Yeah, we can run.
Yeah.
So I showed.
Yeah. Let's run this.
Yeah. No, I think no errors. No, we have to trust ID.
That's the ID. Yeah, it's all green now, so why not? And the toString should be overriding. Yeah, yeah. It's building. No, it's not correct. Look at that. Oh, right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Do we see the problem? See, the select clause is printing, right? So our output is this, no? Select, we print the column name, yeah, which is the name we passed into this, yeah, the column name, yeah. But we need to carry on, no? We need to carry on to
Yes.
say
Yeah.
the from clause. Yeah, so now the from clause, which is this class, its prints are going to come. That connects the where clause. So now it should be fine. I think we were missing that bit, you know, to connect the from clause there. There you go. Select name age from users where age is equal to 20. So when we, yeah, now we have a DSL, you know, you see our own language, isn't it? So that's our DSL. So in order to do this, you know, we have applied the interpreted design pattern because you know, this is what is called applying a design pattern, sorry, interpreted design pattern, because we're trying to write our own language to interpret it so that it will work in Kotlin in this domain language. The domain language is Kotlin, right? Because we're using Kotlin to put up our own language. So this is our DSL, a statement, you know, an SQL statement, a format of SQL statement, but with our own, you know, grammar. Yeah, but we haven't actually written the grammar, but we are putting up, you know, how this will start looking, right? But the way we are implementing this to say this is working by telling at least, you know, this is printing the way we want to see it. But we can, of course, you know, go ahead and now we can actually start making this to do the actual things. Like, I mean, select close should be talk to the database and project some columns and get data out of them. And then, you know, if we do the actual thing, you know, then we can use this as a SQL statement, no? In anyway in our project. So that's what this is called domain specific language we're writing here, DSL. Yeah. What do you think, guys?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, it's good. Actually,
Yeah.
learning so many things.
Yeah, you
Not
see.
only the interpreter.
No, no,
Uh,
no,
not only that.
no. Yeah.
More than that, you are learning that lambdas, those
Yes.
functions.
Yes, exactly. That's what I want to share with you too, you know, because yeah, that's my takeaway here. Because before
Yeah.
these were like, I mean, very confusing to me. And when I starting to put it in an example for the course of, I mean, having a design pattern as well, you know, then I can understand a bit more now, you know. And then immediately after I did this, I can show you know what I did in the project too. So this is our Android sample, right? The Android application we're writing. Um, that Charit as well, Charit, Jason, and me. Um, um, and immediately I apply this in the code so that now I can use
Yeah, that's
extension lambda.
good actually. Yeah, we are
Yeah.
also
Yeah. See,
will
now we see this, right? And then anytime you come across this bit of code, you know, then we can apply it, right? See, in an adapter, right? I have an adapter, news adapter, right? I'll show you the comment actually. So what I before had was a normal lambda. Yeah, this one I think. Ah, yeah, okay. You see this?
yeah,
I
yeah.
had a normal lambda, right? And I said this is my on item click lambda, right? And I said the input is a string, yeah, and the output is nothing as well. So because I mean when this function is invoked, I want to pass the URL into this. So that's the URL, you know, that's the content URL. So that when I invoke this lambda invokes with an input parameter, which is a string. So I'm passing the string in. Then I realized, oh, I can make this as an extension lambda too, because they're both the same thing as what we have just seen, right? So if I do that, then this will become that. But even further, I went along and used the apply as well, I'll show you the next. Oh, no, actually, now what I have is this, because if it's a lambda extension, I can just do this. You see, this format of code is even the ID will tell you to do it. You see, if I call this, and I can say, sorry, where's my lambda? There, you see, ID is telling me I can apply this lambda on it because of this is an extension lambda. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when I actually call it from my fragment, I could just do that because this is my adapter. The adapter's first argument is an extension lambda, which is the URL is the receiver. A string object is a receiver. So the receiver is a string object coming here. So if I have a string, the receiver object is a string, so I can call anything on the string. But I type alias this to say this is a string. See, I can easily understand things. So it's a content URL is a content URL, but it's type alias to be a string. So we can use this name for our URLs, right? So I now know the incoming this is, see, that's the content URL, which is actually a string. So if I have this, which has the string, I can call anything on it, right? So that's my extension function to say navigate. See, but the readability becomes so good, after I did that. So the news adapter says navigate to content. Yeah. So the lambda is saying then when in the adapter, it's saying it navigates to content, right? That is when this content URL is clicked. See, I'm starting to see that, the names, the wordings make sense, then on content URL click, when that happens, what am I doing? Navigate to content. Well, I'm reading that bit, how do I navigate? If I have a content URL, I can navigate. You see, this is an extension function I'm writing, so that content URL, I navigate. If I have a content URL, I can navigate to content. See, it's looking much cleaner to the eyes to me, when I did that. But before, if you don't use the extension functions and extension lambdas, it was calling it and this and that, a bit. It was a bit confusing, But now it's more like reading simple English, See, if I read this, read this as in, content URL with if you have a content URL, you can navigate. You have a news adapter, you pass in on content URL click, which is what I'm applying as the on-click listener, So it's becoming quite readable, I think, And most of the Google samples I see, they use this kind of style as well, So
Okay.
yeah, and yeah, so that is what I will see. I would like to see it in code reviews as well, So when people doing that, we can expect this to expect this now, or we could start writing it in this way, because it'd be much cleaner, when you read this. So yeah, so so over here it was like when I didn't have that when I didn't have this bit, annotated play. I don't, yeah. Oh no, that's just applying, I think. Let's see if I see that. Yeah, you see, set on click listener on item click, but that's fine. That is also okay. but here it was like, I know this is, I think, I mean, when I wasn't sending the string. I know now I'm sending the string here, right? Yeah. Then yeah, on item click this. What is this? We can this could confuse us, no? Because the content URL is the string we're passing into this. But we can think, oh, why do I need to pass the URL into this function? Because isn't that the function should just run when I have a URL? So now it can be read like this. I have a URL, apply the function so that this function will run on it. See, like extending on it, because of, it's treated as an extension lambda. So I can read this as I have a URL, apply this on click on it, So minor, but the style is, of course, I mean, welcomed in the community, using this kind of thing. You see? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Yeah. So this is how it runs at the moment. I could run the application too. Is it this or that? Yeah. Yeah, simple application, but we're trying to put up with the standards we use these days in the coroutines and vModel and the Google's unidirectional architecture, the unidirectional flow, what they encourage us to, use so that this is in that package structure. You see any project starting to look the same kind of, so you have data, domain, DI, news for the feature itself, all the UI bit. Yeah, and all that. So that's what we're practicing here, just to tell about this project. So yeah, so here, these are the list of news. We're still using XML. We could have written this in, what is it called? Compose as well. Yeah, so that's the news content, loaded in the web view. But yeah, so yeah, but we are calling an API to get the data using retrofit, because it's a RESTful API we are calling to get the news. Yeah, that's about it really. Sorry, I got carried away with that project, Yeah. So this is the interpreter design pattern. Yeah. Any feedback, guys? Anything you can think of? Shall we wrap it up here, or any questions? Anything to discuss?
Actually, it was a good session. I felt.
Oh, thank you.
I can see that live example of these Kotlin extension functions,
Correct.
and I'm thinking of to apply to
Yes.
my project also. We'll try
Nice.
to.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Oh no,
Some
you're
new
welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for that. I mean,
more than this interpreter, you're showing your own project to explain how you applied in real time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
Immediately
for
after
that.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was I did that change last night, because after I prepared this for you guys, I felt, I can do this there, because of, well, I'm receiving a string, so make it as an extension on it, an extension lambda on it, extension function, extension lambda is both the same, but in this case it's an anonymous function, so it becomes a lambda here, exactly like we have an extension function, we deal with an extension function. Yeah. Anyway, cool then. Charit, are we happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Cool.
Cool.
All right then. So yeah, let's stop the recording here, because that's all for us today. Are we recording?
Yeah.